So I'm Oliver, and this is Oliver next to me on my right, and this is Hugh on my left. And we're back staffing Nobleman.
What's brought you back to staff Nobleman?
I wanted to give back. I wanted to feel part of the space that held me when I came through Nobleman. I came carrying a lot of shame and baggage, and I was held. I was lovingly held in the heart of the feminine, and it was an incredibly nurturing, giving space, which allowed me to feel safer in the world.
I came back to serve and to learn, and to grow the feminine inside myself, and to grow an alternative way of being in the world to my masculine, which will complement my masculine as well.
How did Nobleman impact you when you went back into your lives? What did you notice was different?
When I went back into my life, I found that I could be more vulnerable and be a lot softer with the feminine in my life, not just my partner, but my mother and my sister. I felt that I could develop a loving relationship, not based on kinship, family, but based on authentic love that came from my heart.
I found, for me, that I went back out into a different world to the one I'd come from after Nobleman. I came to Nobleman having done a great deal of work on myself to bring peace into my life, and yet I had one area of my life which wasn't peaceful, mostly really my interactions with women, constantly breaking up in relationship, and I came here with a great deal of anger, fear and sadness around the feminine, and was able to address that in a way I've never ever been able to in a masculine circle. And I went out to a different world. I even noticed that walking down the street, women were completely different to me, much more open, friendly, smiling towards me, rather than holding up a barrier, which maybe had been there before. And I feel much closer to women now, with no agenda whatsoever. I feel much closer to my daughter, to my mum, and I was able to bring out certain aspects of myself that needed healing, which I've never been able to bring out in the masculine circle. So I've been in an absolutely different world since the Nobleman.
Yeah, for me, I felt closed in many ways to women and to the female, and was constantly protecting myself. And having come through the Nobleman, I began to thaw and feel more open. And outside of that experience, I could see women for what they are, which is loving, kind, beautiful women, as opposed to my own experience of some women who'd hurt me in my past. I was welcomed into a group of loving, fun women who held the divine feminine energy and loved me back to health. And outside of this space, I've become a lot closer to my own woman. I've let her in to places I wouldn't normally be open to letting a woman in. And I've nurtured love and respect for all women as a result of a long Nobleman weekend.
I found there was a lot of joy that came from the weekend for me, and there was parts of myself that I was hiding and not really bringing really into the open, and that could only come into the open through relationship with the feminine in myself, and also with the wonderful space that I came into during Nobleman. So I felt like I was celebrated, and I could celebrate myself for the first time in my life, and it was perfectly fine to be uniquely me, and I can love myself and others can love me just for being me, and that was a real joy coming from nobleman.
Well, men, just on behalf of the Divine Feminine, just to thank you with gratitude for being pioneers and coming back and being of service to your brothers and your sisters. And we are deeply grateful, and thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.